The Premier League is back. But this time, something feels different. The champions are entering a new era. Manchester City are preparing for life after Pep Guardiola. Liverpool are starting again with a new manager. Chelsea have placed their future in the hands of one of Europe's most exciting young coaches. And 7 Premier League clubs will begin the season with new managers. Add 2 returning clubs, a summer transfer window full of huge spending, and a title race that could be completely unpredictable. And suddenly, the 2026-27 Premier League season looks impossible to predict. So, before the first whistle blows, here are the 10 biggest storylines that could define the new Premier League season. Number 10, the Premier League welcomes 2 big comeback stories. Every season has new arrivals. But this year, 2 of them come with very different stories. Coventry City are back in the Premier League for the first time in 25 years. After years of falling through the divisions, Coventry have completed an incredible journey back to the top. And their reward? A meeting with the defending champions, Arsenal, in the opening game of the season. It doesn't get much tougher than that. Then there is Hull City. The Tigers are returning to the Premier League after a decade away. For both clubs, the challenge is simple. Survive. But recent history has shown that promoted teams should not be underestimated. Sunderland shocked everyone last season by qualifying for Europe after returning to the Premier League. So could Coventry or Hull produce another great survival story? We are about to find out. Number 9. Can the new managers change everything? The Premier League is entering a period of serious managerial change. 7 clubs will start the new season with new managers. And that means the first few months could be incredibly unpredictable. New managers bring new tactics, new systems, new ideas, and sometimes, completely unexpected results. At Bournemouth, Marco Rose begins a new chapter. At Tottenham, Roberto De Zerbi gets the chance to build his own team. At Manchester United, Michael Carrick now faces the pressure of managing the club permanently. And elsewhere, new coaches will be trying to establish themselves in the most competitive league in the world. The big question is: which manager will adapt first? And which club will regret making a change? Number 8. Can Chelsea finally find the right formula? Chelsea have become one of the most fascinating clubs in English football. And now, they have a new manager. Xabi Alonso arrives at Stamford Bridge with a huge reputation and an even bigger challenge. Chelsea finished 10th last season. That is nowhere near where the club expects to be. But Alonso's arrival changes the conversation. Can he bring stability? Can he build a clear playing identity? And perhaps most importantly, can he turn Chelsea's enormous collection of talent into a team capable of challenging the Premier League's best? The pressure will be immediate. Because at Chelsea, potential is never enough. They need results. And they need them quickly. Number 7, Liverpool are starting a new era. For Liverpool, the new season represents something much bigger than a new campaign. It is a rebuild. After a disappointing title defense, Arne Slot's time at the club came to an end. And now, Andoni Iraola takes over. That means Liverpool must answer some serious questions. Can Iraola restore the team's identity? Can he bring consistency back to Anfield? And can Liverpool compete with Arsenal and Manchester City while rebuilding their squad? The pressure will be enormous. Liverpool are not a club that accepts rebuilding as an excuse. They expect trophies. They expect intensity. And they expect to challenge at the top. The first few months of the Iraola era could tell us everything about where Liverpool are heading. Number 6, the battle to survive will be brutal. At the top of the table, everyone talks about the title. But at the bottom, the battle could be just as exciting. Promoted clubs Coventry and Hull will be fighting for survival. But they won't be alone. Several established Premier League teams will also be looking over their shoulders. The financial difference between staying in the Premier League and going down is enormous. One bad run can change everything. One new signing can save a season. One injury can destroy a team's plans. And by April, we could see one of the most dramatic relegation battles in years. The question is not just who will go down. The real question is, who will panic first? Number 5, the Premier League transfer market is getting crazy. The Premier League continues to dominate the global transfer market. And this summer is no different. More than £1.4 billion had already been spent by Premier League clubs by late July, with further deals expected before the window closes. Some clubs are spending to win the title. Others are spending to qualify for Europe. And promoted clubs are spending simply to survive. Manchester City have made a major move for Elliot Anderson. Chelsea have invested heavily, including the huge signing of Morgan Rogers. And across the league, clubs are rebuilding their squads. But there is a catch. Big money does not guarantee success. A £100 million player can become a hero. Or a headline. So the biggest question of the transfer window is not who spent the most. It is who spent the smartest. Number 4, can the promoted clubs repeat Sunderland's miracle? Last season, Sunderland achieved something extraordinary. After returning to the Premier League, they finished 7th and qualified for Europe. That kind of success is incredibly rare. Now Coventry and Hull have a new target. Can they do something similar? Realistically, survival will be the priority. But the Premier League has shown us that anything can happen. A strong start can create momentum. Momentum can create confidence. And confidence can completely change a season. If one of the promoted clubs starts quickly, they could become the surprise package of 2026-27. And every season needs a surprise package. Number 3, the title race. Can Arsenal defend their crown? After finally winning the Premier League title last season, Arsenal enter 2026-27 with a completely different kind of pressure. They are no longer the challengers. They are the champions. And now everyone is coming for them. Mikel Arteta has spent years building Arsenal into a title-winning team. But defending the title is often harder than winning it. Opponents know what to expect. Expectations are higher. And every dropped point becomes a headline. Can Arsenal maintain their defensive strength? Can their attack become even more dangerous? And can they handle the pressure of being the team everyone wants to beat? If Arsenal win again, they won't just be champions. They will have established a new era. Number 2, Manchester City without Pep Guardiola. For more than a decade, Pep Guardiola has defined Manchester City. Now, City have to move forward without him. That might be the biggest storyline of the entire season. Manchester City have dominated English football under Guardiola. But football history is full of examples of what happens when legendary managers leave. The challenge is enormous. Can City's new manager maintain the standards? Can the players adapt? Can the club remain at the top while changing its identity? And perhaps the biggest question of all. Was Manchester City's success built around Guardiola? Or had the club become strong enough to survive without him? The answer could define the next decade of English football. Number 1, who will control the new Premier League era? This is the biggest question of them all. For years, the Premier League had familiar faces at the top. But now, the landscape is changing. Arsenal are the defending champions. Manchester City are entering life after Guardiola. Liverpool are rebuilding under Andoni Iraola. Chelsea are starting a new project with Xabi Alonso. Manchester United are trying to build on new momentum under Michael Carrick. And behind them, ambitious clubs are waiting for an opportunity. The Premier League may be entering a new era. And we don't know yet who will control it. Will Arsenal become the new dominant force? Will Manchester City rebuild and return to the top? Will Liverpool's new project work immediately? Can Chelsea finally turn potential into trophies? Or will another club emerge from nowhere? That's what makes this season so exciting. Because for the first time in years, the future feels genuinely uncertain.